Yeah. Y'all see what we finna get ready to talk about. We finna dig into the Catholic Church, y'all. I know this is gonna be a real touchy subject, man. A lot of people don't like to dig into these type of subjects because they associate with these groups. But guess what? Tonight, man, we most definitely finna dig into something that's gonna stir a few feelings up. That's big facts. We're about to stir a few feelings up tonight. And y'all feel free to send me anything that y'all think I should, publicize or put out here. Yeah, but this finna get real deep, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like I say, we finna cut up. Young Pharaoh is really finna get ready to touch into the Catholic Church, y'all. Yeah, and like I say, man, this is a touchy subject, man, because it's so many people that's connected to it. But guess what? The truth is the truth, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm supposed to be doing if I ain't here stirring some shit up, y'all. Y'all drop them nines up, man. Y'all drop them nines up. So with that being said, man, look, I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Let me go ahead and jump right into this. I want to say peace to the gods and goddesses, peace to the ancestors, peace to the high vibrational beings, peace to the spiritual guides, peace to the ascended masters, peace to the archangels, and peace to my spiritual team and the Most High for giving me the strength to do what I do on a day-to-day basis, man. Y'all already know what it is.
Yeah, I'm about to expose every lie they done told, like how they trafficking kids and why they ain't got a soul. They feeding off our energy, trying to destroy the globe. They got weather control, they even making it snow. But we can't run from it, gotta grab it by the antler.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, this is gonna be a touchy subject, man, because we dealing with the Catholic Church, man, and this is a subject, man, that I've been wanting to speak on, to be honest with y'all. It's a subject that I feel like needs to be touched on, man, and I want to say this through the back, man. I'm not trying to offend anybody with this subject. I'm just trying to get a few people to open up their eyes, y'all. That's it. That's all, y'all. I want y'all to see something tonight, okay? That's all I want y'all to do, because guess what? Whether y'all want to believe it or not, man, it is a such thing as a religious occult. Make no mistake, y'all. So we have to be aware of these things as well, y'all. For those of you who are walking around with your eyes wide shut. So with that being said, we're going to get into it now. Look, I had a video, y'all, that I really wanted to share with y'all, man, because I keep telling y'all, man, sometimes the enemy will come to you wearing the face of what it is that you're used to or what it is that you would consider to be a friend. So tonight, I'm going to share it with y'all. And this is before we get into the video, because I just really want to open up a lot of y'all eyes of what it is that I want to say as a collective when we talk about religion, man, because you have to understand all of these religions are trying to get together, y'all. They push the prophecy, and the Pope is going to be at the head of that prophecy. Now, I will say this: I cannot confirm or deny anything that's about to get ready to be said in this video, but as always, I do ask that you guys use discernment when dealing with the information, man. Go within and ask yourself, does this information resonate with you in any way, form, or fashion? And if it does, then guess what? It's something that you most definitely need to be paying attention to, all right? But let's jump into this video. I want to show y'all this video, man, with the Pope, man, and how, I don't know if they were showing homage to two of the passing popes whose birthdays came, but I don't know what was going on, y'all, but they was doing something there to where they were showing homage. And before they did this ceremony that they did, they actually gave homage to Hallel, y'all, and that's crazy. Yeah. They actually gave homage to Hallel, Satan, whatever it is you want to call him. And so I just want to open up y'all eyes to what's really going on, because a lot of people was blind to this, y'all. They walking around with their eyes wide shut. So with that being said, let's jump into this real fast. Now, I'm going to kind of go along and tell y'all what's going on the script so y'all will know, because it's going to be going so fast you ain't going to get the understanding of what's being said. This is a documentary that was made. I don't know how somebody got in here with them during this ceremony, and they actually recorded this documentary, y'all. So let's jump into this. Now, this happened April 27, 2014 at the Vatican in Rome, okay? And that was at St. Peter's Square, all right? Now, what they're saying is going on. They said this ceremony was held to induct two former popes into sainthood, but there was another announcement made, the declaration to the world. They wanted to make a declaration to the world because this whole thing right here was put on a big stage. Everyone was in the world was able to see them give homage to Satan. When we get into the Pope and all that type of stuff, it's really deep because it's a lot of symbolism in their garments and things like that that goes back to Enki Enlil and all that type of stuff, y'all. But this is what's going on. Now it says the Pope broadcast this event in 3D, HD, and 4K. The entire world had the ability to watch this ceremony event as it happened, y'all. So look, they put this on broad TV. They didn't want to have it, y'all. They wanted people to see it. But see, you have to understand, they wanted the right people to see it. They didn't want y'all to see it to, start a world ride in some way, form, or fashion. But let he who has eyes see clearly. You see what I'm saying? The ones who know what signs and symbols are, they all paid attention to what was going on. See, the sheep or whoever whatever they consider themselves to be, they was asleep, y'all. Only the spiritual warriors was up and seeing this. Everybody else was asleep. They didn't know this was going on. They was too busy worrying about what was going on in the entertainment world and other shit like that. They was distracted by jobs and all that extra stuff. They weren't watching this. They didn't know what was going on, y'all. They put this on the world stage. Now look, say, but why go through all the trouble? What did the Pope want the world to see? We know the Pope, they bigger than Catholic because they set the pace when it comes to the whole religious atmosphere. They like the judge, they like the law and order in it. And Young Pharaoh is gonna kind of break that down for y'all in the next video, but I wanted to open y'all up to let y'all see that ain't nobody reaching when they get on here and they tell y'all these type of things. This is really happening. Now, so what you're seeing right now is they're finna do a chant, and look, as you can see, he's already talking about Lucifer. Okay, look. He's saying the flaming dawning of his own creation.
Lucifer matutinus inveniat.
I say, oh Lucifer, who know no setting. Okay, so they praising Lucifer. Make no mistake of it. Christ, your son. So they're calling him Christ's son. They're calling Lucifer Christ's son, y'all. Make no mistake. Look. Who came back from the dead and shared his peaceful light to the to the human race. This is what they saying. So they saying he came back from the dead, but look, make no mistake. Y'all do me a favor, pound that like button if you were here and shake and share it up for me. In secula seculorum. I apologize. I think I skipped some, but I want y'all to get the whole gist of what's going on, y'all. He said who came back from the dead. Look. He say and alive and reign forever and ever, and is alive and reign forever and ever. So I want you to know that they comparing Lucifer to Christ to begin with. Understand what I'm trying to tell you? Because they're saying Lucifer who came back from the heavens, right? And still, what are they telling you that Jesus did? He passed away for 3 days and then he arose. Look. And they all say amen. They all say amen.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
They're giving out a description who Lucifer was. They want to know who is Lucifer and why should they be worshiping him. So they giving y'all a description right now of who he was.
Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Now he say Lucifer is Latinized version of his biblical name, Hillel. See, you know, notice I call him Hillel because I keep telling y'all, man, Hillel is real. Hillel is somebody that's an etheric being. He's black and reptilian because of how he was created. You have to understand that his mother was taken advantage of by his father, whose name is Shakur I can't think of his name right now. The other name they call him, but he goes by many names: Hillel, Shaitan, Zeus, whatever it is that you want to call him. But this is who they giving homage to, and they're telling you right now, Lucifer is a real person. These entities really did exist, y'all, and they have the ability to shapeshift because they're etheric beings. Now, when we dig into the fifth element, which they don't tell you about, this is the element on the chart that they took off, which is ether, y'all. That's what these beings are. Everything is made up of ether. Everything. It's an essential. It's a quintessential element. That means it's necessary in order for anything else to exist, y'all. It's a quintessential essential element. Without ether, nothing could exist, because I told y'all, ether is the non-etherical gas that's necessary in order to create life on every level of existence on this plane of planet. Everything needs ether on this planet. Make no mistake of that, y'all. Wake up. So now look what they saying. They saying Lucifer is the Latinized version of his biblical name Hallel, which means son of the morning or light bearer. And so look, I want you to understand this. Son of the morning, right, is that means he's really the son of the morning star because his father is the morning star. This is why I tell y'all when we talk about Lucifer, you have to understand that we're talking about two different entities, all right? I just wanted to break y'all in with that before we got into my boy Young Pharaoh. Now he finna get ready and break it down by their explanation of what it is that they told you that you're going to go to hell for. He's going to break it down for you right now how it is that they're actually going to go to hell. So look, let's go ahead and jump into it.
This video right here is about why every member of the Catholic Church is going to hell according to their own doctrine. Now, I want to say this. We're going to touch on a lot of points, okay? But one of the biggest points I'm going to touch on in this video may not even be in correspondence with the title. But towards the end of this video, I'm going to touch on why nobody is ever arrested or persecuted for pedophilia, okay? Let's talk about that, okay? We're going to talk about why. See, I'm going to show y'all how the Catholic Church is controlling the political system. I'm going to break this down, okay? Because we don't just want to touch on what, but we want to touch on why, okay? Now, but let me jump right in, okay? Boom. According to their own doctrine, every member of the Catholic Church is going to hell, okay? Let me tell you why. The Catholic Church believes in many forms of sin, okay? Two of the key forms of sin in the Catholic Church is known as mortal sin and venial sin, okay? Mortal sin is considered an unforgivable sin. It sends you straight to hell. A venial sin is a sin that's not really so bad and you can be forgiven for that, okay? So a venial sin is like one of them sins that you see during penance, aka confession, when somebody is, confessing to the priest and they're like, Father, I stole, that's not really so bad. You know what I'm saying? You could be forgiven for that. But a mortal sin is something that you...
I mean, even that, in a sense of what it is that they're telling you, like they saying that can't nobody wash your sins away except for Jesus, but yet and still they would allow you to go to the minister. Okay, now they don't think Jesus is safe. They more so worship Mary, but whatever name that they washing away in, they're washing it away in these other names, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you for me to come to you and say that if I confess something, my sins is gonna go away? If we are thinking about it from that perspective, y'all drop them names, you understand where I'm coming from. Like, you have to understand the Catholic Church, y'all, has put themselves, and I ain't saying, when I say the Catholic Church, to me is bigger than the ones that you would see around your typical neighborhood. I'm not describing them. I'm describing the ones higher up when we get into more like, what's going on over there in Rome. Like, these people are dictating everything. Imagine the information that they have down in their library, y'all, because it said that their library is about 16 to 17 blocks long, y'all, if not longer than that. Imagine the information that they have down there. Everything that you need to know about your beginning, your history, everything you need to know is down there. Everything about the cosmos that you don't know is down there, y'all. Everything is down there because they're dictating the pace. When we get into the Knights Templar and things like that, we start to understand that they were basically the protector of these ancient relics. So with that being said, we know that they're connected to Rome in some way, form, or fashion. They connected to the Vatican, y'all. They got everything, and what they don't have, they willing to knock you out because they believe that these ancient relics hold some type of energy to them. Yeah, because whether you want to believe it or not, the more you dig down into history, the more you start to figure out these people was playing with something way bigger than what you think they had going on. They giving you a small description in the biblical context because they need you to look at them like a hero. Tiffany Rice say this underground library is about 20 miles long, y'all. Imagine that. Imagine the amount of information that they withholding from society, y'all, and they done gave y'all this deity to worship because one of the popes, I can't remember the pope name, but I promise y'all when he passed away, man, you know what he said, man? The biggest lie that we told people was Jesus. Hey, and look, like I say, I ain't got nothing against nobody, but I'm just telling you what he said out his mouth, y'all. Now, it is something going on, right, on the positive side from a positive aspect, because we know when we get into Anton LaVey and his passing, he said, hey, man, I messed up. He knew he messed up because he led so many souls astray. So he knew that he messed up. You feel me? But at the same time, bro, they know that they have a system over your head, y'all. Y'all drop them names up. They got a system over your head that's setting the play right now, y'all. And they look, while they over here worshiping the real deity, calling it by his name, y'all, they done watered it down and gave it to y'all and did what it is that they told you that they do in the Bible. They make what? They said Hallel's, what was his best thing that he had ever did? To make you think that he didn't exist. Yeah. So what did they do? They hid it in plain sight because this is what they do. They hid it in plain sight, man. Look, we're going to make them worship him anyway because guess what? They don't know what they doing. They just going off what it is that we tell them to do. We're going to make them worship him anyway. Yeah. Y'all better wake up. It get real out here, y'all. So I'm just telling y'all, like, I just showed y'all the clip. For those of you who just coming in, we just watched the clip. And if you want to, I think you could rewind this and you could watch the clip of the Pope before whatever they was doing with these other two popes that was coming in. They was praising Hillel, aka the devil, y'all. They was worshiping him. Yeah, it get real out here, y'all. And if you ask me, y'all, this is a hierarchy. You have to understand that this place that we're in is not real, okay? It's not hard for me to believe that Satan is over this plane of planet. You want to know why? Because that's what his job was, y'all. Believe me. Yeah, you have to understand, bro, that Satan was very intelligent. They gave him the job to go out and basically scan the universe as these plane of planets were starting to begin to develop. He would scan the surface of them, him and his little team, and what they would do is they would determine whether those plane of planets was livable or not. And if they were, then he would go in, he would construct it to make sure a form of life could get created on that plane of planet. See, they gave him that job because he was fast and he was efficient, meaning he did it fast and he did not mess up. Yeah, he ain't mess up, y'all. So for me, just looking at this whole environment that we have right now going on around us, y'all, it make me feel like, yes, he could have came in here, created this motherfucker in some way, form, or fashion. Understand what I'm trying to tell you? Because when we looking at what's going on right now and all of these people doing these color tests, we starting to see, man, that even the sun has some chips in it, y'all. I keep telling you, this is a simulation. This is a simulation. Levante Burks say he got a job too. Yes. Who got a job too? Levante Burks. Tiffany Ray say, I got the info from History Channel episode a few years ago. But I'm just telling y'all, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? But let's jump into it.
Can't be forgiven for. Now, one of the factors of mortal sin is rape, and another one is pedophilia. Okay? But let's talk about what qualifies you to be guilty of a mortal sin within the Catholic Church. Knowledge and intention. Okay? In order to be guilty of a mortal sin, you not have to only commit a heinous act, but you have to be conscious of doing so, not only while doing it, but before you did it. Now, why is this important? Not only are these priests guilty of consciously committing mortal sins, aka pedophilia, the members of the Catholic Church are guilty of trying to cover it up. And the members are guilty for not speaking on it or continuing to feed their children to the hierarchy. So you want to talk about how the Catholic system operates here. Okay? Now, let's break this down. First book of Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 50. I brought this up in a previous video. Says what? Not only does flesh and blood, not only is flesh and blood not allowed into heaven, but also it says the incorrupt cannot inherit corruption, and corruption cannot inherit the incorrupt. So according to the Catholic Church's own teaching out of that Bible, if it was never corrupt, it would have never been able to inherit corruption in the first place. So according to their own teachings, they was always corrupt. That's out the gate. Now let's talk about how the Catholic Church operates, okay? Before we go back into mortal and venial sin. See, y'all don't know the hierarchy of the Catholic Church. Let me just give y'all a quick synopsis. The Catholic Church, unlike a Christian church, can promote its members, okay? So you got the laity, aka just the normal people that go to the church. Then you got the deacons, you got the priests, you got the bishops, the archbishops, the cardinals, then you got the priests. Now, everybody above the previous hierarchy can upgrade the status of somebody in a church. So let me give you an example. A bishop can appoint a regular churchgoer to become a priest. And then the cardinals can appoint the bishops and archbishops to becoming cardinals, and the cardinals are the ones that elect the pope, and the pope is the one that pick the cardinals. So here's where I'm going with this. People in the Catholic Church don't not speak on evil because they're ignorant to it. They don't speak on evil because they trying to become in favor to get better status in the hierarchy.
I feel like that's everywhere we go too. It ain't just this. A lot of people don't want to speak on, look, when you get into this right here, when you talk about telling truth all the way, y'all, a lot of people only gonna speak on a certain group of people because they hoping in some way, form, or fashion they gonna rub elbows with somebody else. Yeah. See, that's the only way, y'all. See, they only want to do it when it benefit them. I'm gonna speak on this person because it benefit me. But other than that, I really want to be amongst these now because you got to understand, birds of a feather fly together. I say that when I said that about T.D. Jakes. I said, look, I do really believe T.D. Jakes was called, but once he got amongst that crowd, he started to, instead of bring those souls where he needed to, he started to fall down and become one of them. Yeah. Because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. That's big facts, y'all. Y'all better wake up.
Okay? Just like any other gang. A lot of shit go. It's just like cricket police. Cricket police don't speak on other cricket police because they trying to become the next sergeant. They trying to become the next captain. They trying to become the next commissioner. So that's how that shit works. So let's bring this back.
I really want y'all to understand too, like this stuff, whether you want to believe it or not, it's like the mob. When you get deep into it, I'm talking about the ones who, like, when we talk about the Pope, you have to understand, like somebody just said, man, they forbid to marry or have intercourse in any way, form, or fashion, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have to know, like, this is like a deep brotherhood in some way, form, or fashion where it hit a little bit different, and they need to be pure. They need to be pure. They don't need to have nobody else energy, y'all. Understand that? And see, the only reason I'm telling you this right now is because you have to understand everything that's being done is a ritual. That was a ceremony that was done. Because something that's done repetitiously, a ritual, whenever they do whatever they were trying to do to them, it's done repetitiously, like it's a ritual, right? And so when they have a crowd around them, it becomes a ceremony. And see, that's why they have all them bodies there, y'all. Yeah, that's why a marriage ceremony is a ceremony, because it's a ritual that y'all doing anyway in front of who you consider to be the Most High, right? And then what you do is you make a vow in front of him and you entangle your soul with somebody from the word that you say, that you spoke out of your mouth. Okay, so yeah, then it becomes a ceremony because you invite all of these people and all of these spirits. What they do is they amplify the energy of that wedding, that whatever it is that you doing, the vow that you're taking, like the tying of the soul, when you say those vows in front of whatever it is you consider to be the Most High. Y'all better wake up and realize what's going on, man. That's big facts.
To the forefront here, all of these priests are committing mortal sin, which says they should go straight to hell for touching these kids. Other priests, go look it up. The Catholic Church has spent damn near $4 billion trying to pay victims to be quiet on these incidences. Go look it up. One goddamn Catholic Church spent $1.8 million on attorney fees for a priest that was convicted of touching, and that's just on attorney fees. Okay? So the Catholic Church has spent billions, not millions, billions of dollars of trying to cover up pedophilia. So now why is this important? The intent deems you guilty of a mortal sin. So when a particular priest or a priest with, extra S molested a child, he was deemed guilty for hell. When the other priests and bishops tried to cover it up, okay? Because you got incidences where priests molesting kids and the church was getting them out of there when it was getting hot, sending them to other states, to other churches to prey on fresh children, and that community not know that when he get hot, they ship him out of there. You got one priest that's been moved to 20 different sections.
See, this is like a gang, y'all. Like, if you ever been to jail, then you know how that is. Like, if you gang banging in jail and then you done got hot on one and they tell you got to move or you go to another deck, they send you over there. Like, okay, I'm going to give you that. You handle that over there. I'm trying to rock with you, but you going over there. You steady fucking. Like, this is like a gang. This is like a big mob, y'all, because they could make phone calls, and whether you believe it or not, if it's some information that they really don't want to get out, man, look, they'll handle that in the name of whoever it is that they worship. They'll handle that business, y'all, because they stand on it that tough. Y'all better wake up. This real. Like, this man will come over here, man. The Pope will come over here and literally shut down America, y'all. Like, won't nobody be moving if he say, I don't want the soul moving, y'all. He bigger than, in my opinion, he's bigger than Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. He way bigger than Queen Elizabeth, y'all. So yeah.
In the section, it's called a diocese in Catholic, lingo. And the bishops is the ones in charge for each diocese, and the diocese is a region. So when these priests is getting moved around to different regions, the bishops is doing this. You see how this shit going up the chain of command? Okay? So the priest get in trouble, the bishop move the priest to another location. Okay? So, boom, let's bring it back. Priest consciously commits a mortal sin. Other priests and bishops go to cover this up. The motherfucking victims accept hush money. Now you're guilty of a mortal sin because you letting a sinner get away with sin. And then on top of that, if you not somebody who accepted the hush money, you're somebody who knows that this is happening, and you're not speaking out because you're hoping that in the favor of the wicked in your church, they handpick you to join their hierarchy for all of the benefits. So according to these people's own doctrine, they're all going to hell for being guilty of mortal sin. The entire motherfucking church, all the way up to the goddamn Pope. Now also we want to talk about marriage. Okay? Because marriage is the 6th out of the 7th sacrament, which the 7 sacraments they say were life lessons that were left behind by Jesus Christ for them to follow. And the 6th out of the 7th sacrament is matrimony, which they teach in the Catholic Church, that you should be celibate and practice celibacy until you're married. Okay. Also, they don't agree with homosexuality or homosexual marriage. So according to pedophilia and priests raping little boys, okay, not only are you committing mortal sin, you're breaking one of the 7 sacraments left behind by your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who said that you shouldn't have sex before you're married. So according to your own doctrine, you're going to hell. Okay.
Now I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but I know how important it is, man, when it comes to energy transformation.
I don't want to hear nothing about that. You can't marry a kid. Homosexual marriage is not tolerated within your religion. Okay. You're going to hell. Okay, and everybody who tried to cover it up, you're going to hell. And everybody who's a part of the Catholic Church, you're going to hell according to your own teachings. Now let's talk about why pedophilia within the Catholic.
Now see, this is Young Pharaoh, y'all, before they put something in his drink. You see, he on point with everything he doing. Not to say he ain't now, but I just feel like his message is being diluted because a lot of people was looking at him like he crazy. They don't understand that he was attacked. That's why he, went down that road that he went down. Anybody that's on this level in some way, form, or fashion, you're going to be attacked. When you spitting truth like this and you getting down and you swearing to people, y'all, they don't want nobody that's strong, especially when we talk about the name of the guy. They don't want nobody strong stepping up that's having an influence on people that they can't control. You see? And when they can't control it, then they try to sneak in and they do little stuff like this, y'all, like what they did to him. They killed you have to understand, they used the 48 laws of power, y'all. So what did they do? They assassinated his character in the eyes of the people. The same thing they did to Malachi Z. York, the same thing they did to Rashad Jamal, the same thing that, in my opinion, they did to Brother Polite. How true that was that he did, he copped out because I believe he knew he was going to get a little more, okay? So while y'all looking like, oh, he guilty because he copped out, he could have just copped out because he didn't want to end up like Rashad Jamal with 20 years, okay? Y'all better wake up, bro, but I'm just saying, look. It's the same narrative, y'all. The narrative never, ever, ever changes, y'all. It never changes when we talk about when we talk about a group of people or individuals that's able to come along and touch the hearts of millions to the point of where they ready to wake them up. But they unapologetic. Young Pharaoh still be kicking it. Y'all better pay attention, man.
Church should not surprise anybody, okay? The Roman Catholic Church was established by the Romans, okay? Let's get that understood. Now, when the Romans established this Catholic Church over 1,000 years ago, let's not forget that Romans had a law where they said there is no love greater than that love between two men. Okay? Let's not act like the word romance didn't come from love between two men. Okay? Being romantic was initially oriented towards the intimacy between two men. So, on top of that, baby Jesus, okay? Because Romans don't use the image of adult Jesus, because that image wasn't painted until 1520. So, before 15, and this is why the Roman Catholic Church and Catholics still venerate the baby Jesus in the image of Virgin Mary. But I'm going to tell you why. When they created the image of Theotokos, which is Greek for Virgin Mary, okay, and baby Jesus, they took these images from Venus, okay, and Eros, which are Greco-Roman deities. Now, Eros is the etymological root of the word erotic. And this was an actual child deity in Greek that they deemed was the symbol of eroticism, because Greece was the first civilization to establish homosexuality, not as a social norm, but used it for social status and political status as well. Alpha beta does not mean masculine, emasculine. It means grown man and little boy. Okay? So, baby Jesus is Eros, and Virgin Mary is Venus. Okay? Two sexually perverted deities, okay, in Greece, in Rome. And so, let's not forget that Virgin Mary is a 12-year-old girl. Let's not forget that you got an entire group of people around the world praising a 12-year-old girl who was married to Joseph, who was a 94-year-old man. Is y'all not realizing this? That the head and one of the most venerated icons of the church is a 12-year-old girl who got impregnated by a damn ghost?
I look at all these type of things, I already want to believe it or not. Like, all of these, like when you go through the Bible, you see a lot that does not align with the typical way of life right now, especially when we talk about the age that you see a lot of the girls, they were getting married at. They had different traditions around that time, y'all. But I mean, we have to ask ourselves, who is it that we're dealing with? Like, you know, that think that these things are okay, huh? Yeah. We have to ask ourselves that, y'all. Who is we dealing with that think that it's okay to do everything that he just described? I don't care what nobody say, man. You cannot get mad at me or any other individual that questions these type of things, y'all. I feel like we the smart ones. A lot of y'all really do question. Y'all be just afraid to go against what they done told you that you shouldn't be going against. Don't ask questions, man. Don't question Jesus. That's what they tell you. Don't question God. Just do what you're supposed to do, and you walk that narrow path. You will be straight if you doing what you're supposed to do. Other than that, the moment you start asking questions, you already done went into sin. You asking the question. You effed up right there and there. And that's, to me, to be honest, man, that shows some type of form of control, bro. It shows to me that in some way, form, or fashion, it's all about keeping you in a state of sleep. Just listen to me and do what I say. Don't learn nothing, because for you to learn anything outside of what I'm telling you is you getting out of the program. Why would I want you to learn anything outside of the program? Yeah, see, everything that I done wrote in this book, the bits and pieces that I did give you was all put together to keep your ass trained and molded to stay inside the program. Yeah, and so when you start to wake up inside that program, then you become Neo in the Matrix, man. You become Neo in the Matrix. They don't like you then, family. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he talking crazy, man. Wake him up, man. We got them thinking. We done had them thinking for over 100 years, y'all. 100 years now. We done had them thinking that the Egyptians' way of life was that was demonic. Yeah. Unbeknownst to them, some of them bleed the same blood as the Egyptians. Some of them are the ancient ancestors manifested in the bodies that they have. Some of y'all are. Some of y'all the ancestors manifested in the body. We got y'all thinking that y'all evil. Everything y'all did, all the ancestors, everything that y'all believed in was all BS. Imagine that. That's a sick society, y'all. And just going back to the Pope, knowing that they have a library that's 20 miles long, y'all. Here y'all is worshiping the devil the whole time. Y'all got the book from beginning to end. Everything we need to know is down there in that library, man. Y'all got it locked, chained up. Y'all done swallowed the key. In order to get that motherfucker back, you gotta shit it out in some way, form, or fashion. Understand what I'm trying to tell y'all, man? And they got guards in front of the door, man. It hit different, y'all. It's something they had. Yeah. And like I said, when we get into the whole garment that the Pope wears, man, we start to understand it really does go back to these deities that they want y'all to think that don't exist, y'all. Yeah.
Was married to a 94-year-old man and gave birth to baby Jesus, who's really Eros, which is reality in Greece and Rome. The church hasn't done nothing but reconstruct their old sexual deviant icons into a way that's more accepted today by the general public. Okay? Let's not act like that. So when you look at baby Jesus and Virgin Mary, you see one thing, but they see another thing. And this is why the occult and studying the occult is so important, because occult means hidden. Okay? So me and you can look at two different things, but my understanding of it will give you an entirely different perception versus your own understanding. And so that being said, let's talk about why the Catholic Church is not being persecuted. I don't want to hear nothing about these rare cases. These people have been touching kids for damn near going on 2,000 years now. It's sickening, okay? Let's talk about why there's been no consequences or repercussions. The Catholic Church controls the politicians, okay? Now let me break this down, okay? Let me break this down for y'all. And y'all can go get with Lawrence Lessig on this, alright? Because he busting down, you know, the sciences of campaign reform. But I'm bringing in, you know, the additional information along with that. Now, with that being said, how do anybody that's running for any political seat or any political, you know, office status, how are they deemed, you know, worthy of the position? Fundraising. How much money they raise during fundraising, aka charities. Now I have to use this reference because everybody's seen this show and it'll help me put my point. Power, right? What Ghost and Governor Tate, what were they doing? What was Governor Tate doing to make himself seem worthy of governor? Raising money through a charity. Who was helping them raising the money? A church, a religious foundation. Okay? That's where the money was coming from. Okay? The church was helping finesse the people, and the money was coming from the people that was being finessed as well as the church. Okay? Now, why is this important? This is the standard. Whether you're running for president, governor, mayor, whatever state you're in, whether it be on whatever level you're running for, whether it be city, town, state, on a federal level, whatever, you are deemed worthy by your by your campaign, which is based solely off your ability to raise funds. Okay,
that's facts, man. Like, if you give a big fund to somebody, man, look, they'll do something major for you, like to have these funds, man. That shit ain't like what they showing you in these movies is 100% real. You have to understand, 50 Cent, he was in the music industry. He done did a lot of great deals with the vitamin water and things like that. So he done sat in these rooms. He started to understand how these things work. Ain't no telling if he done rubbed elbows with some of these rich people or not. Even though he's not the one that wrote the script, but I'm just saying, they showing you what's actually going on, man, inside of it. It's just like going to the jailhouse, man, and you got a PD or you got a lawyer that's from the community that you going to get persecuted in. If you don't think that they sitting down having lunch together, drinking, and just talking about your case casually, you stupid, man. Sometimes they be like, they just sit there, man, hey, look, let me get this one, man. You owe me that one for the last one I gave you. Throw me this alley hoop, and they be like, all right, man, I want y'all, look, y'all better know this is real. It's real. So yeah, when he talk about fundraisers and things like that, I agree with him 100%, y'all, because it's nothing but a game, really.
To get support. Now, why is it important? The majority of these fundraisers come from charities, and the majority of charities are owned by religious organizations. And the main religious organization that is in the top 2, not even top 3, top 2, okay, of fundraising, of being able to finance an organization through charities that they own, is the Catholic Church. So let me give you a scenario. If there's 100 charities and the Catholic Church owns 85 of these charities, okay, and I'm running for governor, okay, and the Catholic Church is financing me on my campaign, when I get into office, this is where my money's coming from, okay? This is who put me into office, as well as all of the other strings behind the scenes that got to do with Freemasonry and all of the other stuff that's not being revealed to the public eye. So now what happens is, let's say I get into office and this goddamn church is getting complaints about pedophilia. What can I do? I can't do nothing, because they can pull the plug on my whole operation because they the one who plugged me up. So this is why the Catholic Church is not being prosecuted for the things that they do. Not only because they got certain ties, whether it be through secret societies or whatever, but mainly because they finance the same people who's supposed to be prosecuting them. So it's just like when the police do something wrong and then they investigate their own goddamn self and never find nothing wrong, which of course you wouldn't, because you can't investigate your own self. Same thing with the Catholic Church. You can't ask these politicians to go after somebody who is the reason that they even there for you to be asking them anything in the first place. Okay? If a drug dealer is financing me and I own a small business, okay, and they finance my small business, you can't come up to me and say, Pharaoh, can you tell these drug dealers to get off the corner? What can I really tell them? I'm not going to tell them shit. I might look at you and say, oh yeah, I'm going to tell them and we're going to tell them to get out of here. But I'm not going to tell them that, because as long as they on the corner, I got a small business. So that's how this shit work. Go do your research. Go start adding the pieces together. Go start looking at what specific charities, okay, are owned by what specific organizations. And then start adding up how many criminal allegations are against these organizations in particular states that never get prosecuted, never get heard, okay?
I mean, it go all the way back to like the seats that was being sold. They were selling these seats. I think it was a big scandal that came out a couple years ago. One of these senator seats being sold, man. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody did do like a small amount of time in jail. Like, so we know these things ain't far-fetched, y'all. It's like, it's no more than you going to a job and you trying to get a position, but the person that you're going against for the position is the friend of the one who's actually able to give you the position, man. It's going to be some type of favoritism there. It's almost like a lose-lose situation. This is what's happening in there. Okay, well, you know what, man? Guess what? I'm gonna donate $1 billion to you, man, if you make this little move for me. Hey, look, Jenny's looking for a date. She's really into your son. Why don't you have her take your son out to dinner? You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope. Have your son go check out. I'll give you that paper and we'll discuss the rest of the details a little bit later, man. This has going on behind the scenes, y'all, and we just taking it for entertainment. We just taking it for entertainment, but it's really happening like this behind the scenes, y'all. And this is why I say, man, how can we give a bunch of people like this the power to dictate what we got going on in our lives, y'all? They don't care about us, man. They do not care about us. They trying to rob us in any way that they can. Look what's going on. You got to think, during what happened in 2020, and y'all know what I'm talking about, that whole situation, they gave each household, I want to say maybe $300 per child. So some of y'all may have got like $3,000, right? But for the majority of y'all, man, y'all ain't really getting nothing. Why the whole time they sending millions overseas, y'all? Millions overseas. I'm talking about, when I say millions, excuse me, not millions, billions, y'all. They sending billions overseas while the people that's right over here in this community is starving. Yeah, I'm talking about, when we talk about starving, I ain't talking about the ones in the upper echelons, because whether you believe it or not, these are the ones who are actually eating all of the real food. That shit you got in your, that ain't no real food in your grocery stores, man. You hear me? You thinking you eating food, all that stuff is made, y'all, in some way, form, or fashion. They gluing it together. You getting the leftovers, man. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, and what you think coming out the ground is now, it's now in the laboratories. It's being made in the laboratories, y'all. Ain't none of that real, y'all. So these are the ones who are in the upper echelons. They don't have to worry about what's going on down here because they're not being affected by it. Yeah, they say when you start moving up in these other communities, the meat get real fresh. Big fat man, you eat fruits, man. The fruits taste like straight water, man. Ain't got no taste to them nowadays, man. That's what's going on. It's a favor for a favor, man. Cause look, we ain't got to come outside our little hut. We can stay inside our community amongst us, man. We got certain stores that deliver to us and all that. You know what I'm saying? We making sure that what we eat and our children eat, man, is all real. Y'all better wake up. Half the stuff that's in those fields, y'all, is not being pushed out like that. It's very rare that what you see in these fields, like such as the cow, the meat, things like that, ain't what's in your store, man. Yeah, that ain't what's in your store.
Go look at.
You blessed. You blessed if you got your own farm, because you can make your own meat. You know, if you know, skin your own cow and things like that. Look, you can make your own meat. You get your own eggs, so you can ensure that at least whatever it is you eating is real. But for the rest of the world, man, we shot.
And see if those same organizations funded one, or if not all, many of the politicians in that same state. Okay? So you talking about why these district attorneys ain't prosecuting these priests. I don't hear nobody asking these goddamn district attorneys, is they Catholic? Huh? Because every non-black person is not a Christian. Every white person ain't no Christian. A good majority of them is Catholic. Okay? So if the goddamn police commissioner and the priest going to the same goddamn cathedral, what you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? So y'all sleeping on Catholicism. Y'all sleeping on the power that the Catholic Church really wields. Okay? Because y'all so caught up on Christianity. But with that being said, family, this video right here, okay, was to open people's eyes, okay, to the workings, okay, of the Catholic Church in a mature manner. This video right here was not to create any unrest or spew any hatred towards the Catholic Church. This video right here, okay, was to open y'all eyes to the understandings and the blueprint that's being put down by not only what the Catholic Church has been doing for years, for damn near 2,000 years, but how they continue to get away with it, okay? Because for 2,000 years, the Catholic Church has, and the Pope himself specifically, through religion, has gained more power than emperors, kings, and rulers of land, and has more influence over the military than the goddamn kings of the countries themselves. Because when you subscribe to the spirituality, when you subscribe your volume of spirituality to a religion, you become more loyal to the religion versus the law. Okay? Religion and law is two different things. What God said and what you believe God said and what you believe a man said, you're gonna go with God. Okay? So if the Catholic Church is saying that God said this, but you saying that man said this, but then you mix in what God said with a little bit of corruption and a little bit of money and a little bit of status and a little bit of, advancement in life, people gonna go with the evil all the time. And so that being said, I just need y'all to understand not only what we all know is happening, but how it's happening. And I also want people to understand that if you are a Catholic, or you claim to be a Catholic, you are going straight to hell. If you are not denouncing Catholicism, or you are not speaking out against Catholicism, you are going to hell. Why? First book of Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 50 states, the incorrupt cannot inherit corruption, and the corrupt cannot inherit incorruption, which means if you are already corrupt, you were always that way. So everybody knows about the corruption within the Catholic Church, which means it was always that way. That's according to your own Bible, Catholics. So if you still subscribe to the Catholic Church after God, who you believe wrote that verse, you are corrupt and you are going to hell just like all of your other mortal sin committing members of your goddamn religion. And with that being said, I hope this video right here was insightful and knowledgeable in regards to the inner workings of the Catholic Church. And with that being said, love y'all. Peace.
Yeah, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, in my opinion, man, it ain't no other history when it comes to church that's as corrupt as the Catholic Church, y'all, and that's just my opinion. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of y'all on this live that can agree with me, because we see every other year. I mean, we haven't heard anything happen like recently, but that doesn't mean that it's not happening. But yeah, we seeing a lot of kids, you know, being involved, and I feel like it's real hectic, man, because you have to understand, bro, that you are meant to come here and procreate in some way, form, or fashion. That's an experience that you're supposed to have. So for you to have to live your life without having that form of intimacy, man, it can bring out some emotions in you, bro, that you can't handle. You know, and I really do believe that that's the situation with a lot of these priests that we see, bro. They can't take it, y'all, and so they have a tendency of just it get crazy, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, man. Don't let me sit here and lie, man, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with these guys, man. They shouldn't be partaking in that. That ain't nothing that they should be partaking in, y'all. It ain't right to begin with, y'all. Some of them suffering because they getting pushed into it, and they just got to partake in it, y'all. They trying to sneak out, figure out how it is that they can get theirs, man. It's crazy, y'all. You hear me? It's crazy. Ain't nothing I can do. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nothing I can do, man. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, like, I've looked into like the history of them, y'all, and like I'm talking about, I just looked into it in terms of like, you know, when we get into what they call it, religion, like occultic religion groups, like, you know, because a lot of these, you know, churches, they do participate in the occultic side of it, okay? And it's a lot of these churches that really are religious cults, y'all, whether you want to believe it or not, behind the scenes. So I feel like that's something that we most definitely have to wake up to. We have to wake up to. I tell y'all, signs and symbols are for the conscious, man. I can guarantee you, if you run around some of your community, you're gonna see the signs and symbols that church is telling you who is with. Some of these churches be having them long crosses with the long top, and then they have the cross at the lower bottom at these churches, man. They tell you who it is they rock with. They got the cross upside down, y'all. This is gang banging. They saying, hey, look, man, you might be on the right side of things, man, but we on the wrong side of things, and we gang banging. So therefore, we can't kick it amongst one another. We catch you through. This is how it's going out here, y'all. This is all a system. It's all a system, y'all, but I just wanted to put that out there, man, and, you know, show y'all, man, that we have to be aware, because guess what? The enemy is everywhere, y'all. They everywhere out here. Some of them are going to come in the name of Christianity. They're going to come in the name of spirituality. They're going to come in the name of Muslim. That just because they coming in that name does not mean that they are not the enemy. Does not mean that they don't have the intent to lead you astray. You have to understand, bro. To even say you a part of any type of church is not something to be amazed by at this point, because a lot of the devils are in the church, as you can see right now. They praising what they telling you is holy, and then we got to look. The Pope in itself, y'all, is someone who basically believes that he's the tip. He's the one that you need to come through in order to get to the Most High. He's sanctioned to be able to do certain things in your life. This is what the Pope believe, y'all. But yeah, y'all, with that being said, man, let me go and let y'all go. I just wanted to come and shake y'all night up a little bit, get y'all wheels to turning them, you know, see how it is that y'all think. But look, with that being said, y'all make sure y'all get over to YouTube, man, and I want, you know, and follow me on YouTube at I Am Awakened. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at I Am Awakened_StarC, man. And I do want to thank everybody that came here tonight, man. Kudos to y'all, man. I love y'all so much for coming and checking in, man, and, you know, just sitting here throughout my charades, man, while I break these things down to you and show y'all, man, how this world that we actually in, y'all, is really a demonic world. Yeah. See, right now, you have to understand, bro, the sad part about this is, man, that this is Halil's world, y'all. Hey, this is his world. Make no mistake. This is a holographic world. Everything that you see in here is fake, and it's set up a certain way to keep you in a state of sleep so that you would never wake up to the point that you know that you stuck here. Yeah, you could do something to help yourself ascend and escape here, but guess what? Until you begin to do the work to try to wake up, it'll never happen, all right? And with that being said, like I say, I want to leave y'all as I came. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, family. Peace meaning positive energy. Always creates elevation. Ashay.